All right, what the hell's going on? So they say that the UAPDA bill, as we talked about it the other day, looked like it was gutted, a lot of stuff blocked, not going to be anything relevant at all. This thing won't go away. Matt Laslo spoke to Rounds, who says there's still fight left in the dog. It's not over yet. They're going to still keep pushing forward. Matt Ford reports that it was it looked like the person that blocked the bill or the disclosure in the first place was Mitch McConnell. Why? Who's talking to him? Or who's telling him to sign things? So we'll get into all that. Let's start with the Matt Laslo thing, man. By the way, if you're brand new to the channel, we got a lot of new people coming in here over the last couple of days, and thank you for that. Please hit that subscribe button, as we are trying to get to 50 by the end of the year. Whether we hit it or not, who knows? But it's a good goal to have because we want people to keep talking about this thing, and the more the better. So keep hitting that button. Now, let's talk about what Matt Laslo got from Rounds. First, let's listen to this over at Escapole. Here it is. Laslo titles it, "Negotiations Continue on the Schumer UAPDA in the NDAA." So here is the article itself. Senator Mike Rounds is right there in that picture itself. And here is the audio. And here you can listen to it.
What are you working on?
What happened to your amendment with Schumer and the NDAA?
You mean the NDA is not out yet?
Yeah, but we're hearing it's been gutted again.
Well, let's see.
So it's still alive. Negotiations are?
I have not been told that there is, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
It's not out yet.
Because now the House, they just announced they're leaving town tomorrow and not coming back through November. So
Right.
we're going to deal with that in the lame duck.
Yes.
So that's interesting. Negotiations are still alive.
Negotiations continue.
All right, at first, when he asked him the question, and he said, what's going on with the thing? And he went, you mean? I'm like, oh, he doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. But that's not what happened. It's not what happened. He was saying, well, wait a minute. That hasn't happened yet. Don't count us out just yet. But I like the spirit. I like the moxie, as they say. He's like, yeah, we're still negotiating. It's still, we still have a shot at this thing. I think all of us, you watching, me, everybody else, we're not holding our breath because there's more powerful people that keep blocking this thing and keep trying to do it. And one of those people, and this guy can barely even stand, but he's still making decisions. And that, of course, is Mitch McConnell. The Good Trouble show, Matt Ford, who broke the fact in the first place that this thing had been gutted, is all over this story. And he says it was Mitch McConnell who blocked the inclusion of the UAP Disclosure Act in the manager's package for the NDAA. Let's see what magic both Rounds and Schumer can muster to get this through another way. They're not giving up the fight, it looks like, but Schumer, pretty damn powerful. Rounds, pretty powerful. Going up against McConnell, pretty powerful. And then you got other people that aren't that powerful trying to push for it. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like I still feel like every single time they try to get this done is that there's other people. Like, so how did this happen with Mitch McConnell? It's like clearly he's either known about the subject for a while, knows that there's other people that are pulling the strings and whatnot, saying you got to sign this, Mitch. They can't have this thing passed. We can't. Too many people will go to jail. Too much will come down. There'll be too many things. It's too messy and too many fingers going to be pointed. There's nothing but bad if this thing passes. You got to get us out of this and sign it. Okay. Well, why? Here's some money. Okay, cool. I'll sign it. What was that? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to take a nap now. This stupid stuff works. And if they can, look, that's what they say. They go, all right, who can we get to sign this thing that it'll go away? McConnell. We've had him forever. All right, we'll get McConnell. What about Turner? We'll get Turner next if we need to get Turner to do it. Who else? We got like 20 other different people we can get to make this thing go away. But Schumer and Rounds, they keep coming. We got enough in our pocket. We're good. It's how this stuff works in anything, not just this topic, tons of other topics. This is politics is a dirty, stinky, filthy game. You sell your soul when you do this stuff because there's stuff that you believe in that if your donors tell you, hey, you got to sign this through and you don't believe in it, but you're not going to get their money, you're not going to get their votes, it's over for you. It's a horrible game. Horrible game. And when the better of the people is involved, it does not matter to them. So that's why I never think this thing is going to get passed. Never. Never going to get passed. There's just, and I'll hammer it down and say it a million times over. It is very important that Congress and Senate is talking about this thing. It is very important that people are doing interviews and getting the word out to the people. It is super important. I start to jump more on the side, though, that I don't think disclosure is going to come from them. I just think there's too many games and there's too much politics involved and there's not enough unity. It is super partisan and it is not going to come from them. But it doesn't mean that they should give up. Okay, I said the other day, yeah, don't even try to do this bill anymore. Try until your guys are long and gone. Try and give it to the people who come after you, and try forever, because it keeps the conversation going. Keep talking about it. Keep doing interviews about it, even if nothing happens. Disclosure coming from them probably not going to happen because as much as they want it to happen, people won't allow it to happen. And there's other things that could happen inside of, as we mentioned many times over with these hearings. There's another story I was going to do, and I might cover it tomorrow, and that's that Tim Gallaudet, who I've had on this show, has been very much in the news, a former Rear Admiral. They looked into a lot of the emails that he's gotten. He had over, I think 300 pages of emails just related on the UFO topic in general. And obviously, more and more people should take this serious, especially when a former Rear Admiral, while he was a Rear Admiral, I'm assuming is what this article said, that there are people who continue to contact him about it and talk to him about it. And there's the amount of classified emails that are probably out there. And it's stuff like what Mitch McConnell is doing and blocking certain things that you can get a hold of. That, can you imagine if this bill actually passed in the form that it is in, and they disclose some of certain emails, conversations between higher up people and all those types of things, and really had an opportunity to fly and look at this stuff? What would come out? It's so interesting, right? And getting back to the Rounds and Schumer side of it, we haven't really heard much from Schumer at all on this stuff. I do feel more so that the reason why he pursued it in the first place is the promise that he kept to Harry Reid, which is admirable. And if that's the case, okay, so be it. You hear more from Rounds when it comes to this stuff. But Rounds, when asked from Laslo, they're like, you don't count us out so quick. And again, like I said in the beginning, I appreciate the fight. I appreciate it. And it's like, I don't know if I'm taking David this time over Goliath. I just don't know if I'm gonna take that bet, because it's too close. We're there. I don't necessarily even think Rounds knew how Laslo had that information that they were kicking back, and maybe he's just like, well, wait a minute, maybe this is a positive side of it, that they were going back and forth negotiation, and they said, well, we're taking this out, and that's what Matt Ford got, and Matt Ford go, well, they're taking all this stuff out, then I'm going to pass this. To which Rounds is saying, well, no. That's what they want to take out. We haven't agreed to that yet. We're still pushing for the stuff we want in there. There's nothing final yet, which adds a bit of hope to it, I guess. But it's dirty. It's dirty, I tell you. Yeah, it's a filthy game. It really is. And I don't know. My heart of hearts says the same thing when I asked Lester Nare when he was on the show, and no, I don't think it's going to get passed in its current form. I think it's going to be this cockamamie nonsense that we saw the other day. I think Matt Ford's report is probably correct here. And the information will come. It'll just come in a different form. I ask you now, what do you guys think about this? Stinks, doesn't it? This whole thing stinks. But do you think that there actually is a fight? Do you think that Rounds and Schumer could actually throw a Hail Mary? Or is it just wishful thinking at this point. Put your comments in there. Tell me what you think. I got to hear this. You guys have been so active the last couple of days, and I cannot thank you enough. So many people have been talking about this, getting the conversation going. So many comments, so many new thoughts and ideas that I hadn't even thought of before in the comments section. So continue to do that. Please do. For those people who ask me and you want to support the channel and you always ask, hey, how can I do that? There's a couple different ways. First way, if you want to become a member of the channel, you can do that. Become a member. If not, then you can get one of our sponsors. And I'll tell you about a really good sponsor right now, and that's BetterHelp. And then I'll see you here tomorrow. Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye-bye. This episode of Down to Earth with Kristian Harloff is sponsored by BetterHelp. Let me ask you, what are your self-care non-negotiables? What is it, that you never skip a leg day or therapy day? Because when your schedule is packed with kids' activities, big work projects, and more, it's easy to let your priorities slip. Because even when we know what makes us happy, it is hard to make time for it. But when you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are more important than ever. Therapy is very important. I've been in that position, man, when I haven't talked and I've let things bottled up, and it is not a good thing. You got to talk to people. And we've had people on our show that have said, listen, we've needed to speak to people. We had an opportunity to, and BetterHelp has been there for a lot of people very close in my life. Because if you don't know, it's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, it is flexible, and it is suited to your schedule. All you have to do is you fill out a brief questionnaire, you get matched with a licensed therapist, and you switch therapists anytime, no additional charge. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. You got to visit betterhelp.com/DTE today. You get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/DTE.